we feel the post time for.
Okay. I mean, a clean chart will make sense, but more as for the strong.
Oh, I know you are strong enough now.
Because if you see here now, this is like the setup of that trade I took on the analysis I made on the 18th of July. This is the analysis I made on BTC on the 18th of July. So,
Right.
and that's after the all-time high. And as you can see, we've been maintaining the downtrend. Bitcoin has been maintaining the downtrend. You see, brick structures, both internal and both minor and major brick structures. Minor, see all these minor break structures inside here, then see a major break structure out here. Like that, major break structure, then there are minor ones. I mean, all this. Then it's another major US again. That major break structure. Another major break structure. So, like we've been maintaining the break structure. Now, and if you notice one thing, it's that price has been tapping into other blocks and using them to push. See here, price tapped into other block here, into this other block. You see this other block, there's an other block here. This other block.
Right.
Price tap. You can see the screen, right?
Of course.
This other block, price tapped into it, pushed to the downside, broke structure. You see, price came tapped into it, pushed to the downside. But they were the minor comebacks, but price used it to push to the downside and broke structure. So this place too, price, but in this place, price used the fair value gap here to push to the downside. Here, price came to tap into the other block, push to the downside, broke structure. Price came to tap into the other block again, pushes that side, broke structure. Basic textbook model entry. Basic textbook modeled entry type. You understand? Like by the book. And we've not seen any change in character. So now, as you can see here, price, see like that, there's a trend going on and we are still maintaining the trend. There's a trend going on and we somehow are still maintaining the trend. Is what I would like to say. But who knows? Anything can happen.
Okay.
Anything can happen. Now, a change in trend would be if Bitcoin buys and closes above this guy. If Bitcoin buys and hit our SL, because this is our SL. So Bitcoin buys, it closes above this guy. If Bitcoin buys, it closes above this guy, and this guy, we know that yes, okay, the problem don't be like that, because I mean that would already be a change of character. It has closed above all these highs, all these lower highs.
Yeah.
So, but as long as it maintains the flow, we are good. We should be good. I think should be good. Should be good. Will be good. So now I don't know what your own trading style is, or trading strategy, or trading pattern, but what I just know is that I am following the trend, right? I am basically just following the trend. I've been following the trend since the 8th of July. I'm following the trend since the 18th of July. So I'm basically just following the trend. Now, trend can change. Look at my Papa Game Market. Trend can change. So you see here, price, this was a range. This is range low, and range high was up here. This was a range. This is 50% of that range, right? That price has been trading in So this is range low. This is range low. This is 50% of the range, and this is range high, where the all-time high is basically. So now price has been trading inside the range, and the price has been giving us this beautiful downtrend, as you can see. Very beautiful
That's
down
right.
breaking structure, pulling back, breaking structure. You understand? Just the basic, like textbook modeled um, entry models. But now, imagine someone sets their trap here, puts their sell limit here. Bitcoin came, tapped it, did not even do too much, tapped it, and was just going down, broke structure. So it's broke structure, it got to the 50% of the range, then started to pull back from there. I was just like, this looks familiar. This looks familiar. It looks
Mm.
familiar. So I marked out the order block. I marked out the 4-hour order block. I marked out the 4-hour OB. So after marking out the 4-hour OB, I'm like, it's 4 hours. Is there a way to refine it? Is there a way to refine the 4-hour OB? So I switched to 1 hour. I switched to 1 hour. Then I saw, okay, I think I can probably try and use the OB here instead, just further refine the other block. And you put your SL at a safe distance, somewhere safe. Put SL somewhere safe, which is basically this region, is what I think is safe
Okay.
because this is like the third major high. Though there are some other lower highs, though. These two are also lower highs. These two are also lower highs, but they are part of a movement, basically. These two are also lower highs, but they are part of this movement to the downside because it was this guy that came to tap into this other block here to push to the
Okay.
downside. So
That's right.
these guys are also lower highs, but they are part of this movement that came to tap here and move to the downside. So the reason why SL is here is price. This is going go and close above this one, close above this one, close above this one. There will be trouble. Now, price can easily sweep all these highs and not close above it and continue to sell. It is entirely possible. That is why personally for me, I do not like to trade in the middle. You see, this is the middle of the range. I do not like to trade in the middle. If I am not taking that trade from here, if I'm not in that trade from this place, where my SL is up here, if I'm not in that trade from this place, then I'm not in that trade at all. That is how I tailor my trading style. That's
All
why
your trading, right?
eh?
Oh, you mean all your trading styles? You've been trading like that since, right?
Yep.
I see. Is that has been working for you perfectly, right?
Yep. So
Okay.
I
It's
believe in buying low and selling high. That's all.
okay.
I believe in
That's
buying low and
it's
selling high.
beautiful because you're able to explain what is going on and how you trade. That's dope because one of the main things that some people don't even know how to they people don't even know what they are doing. Talk less of explaining how their shit is. They'll just jump on and trade. But it's beautiful. So now you see my own strategy is so simple. Simple as ABC and doesn't involve a lot of theory. Although those theories, they are they are
Are
needed.
you using your laptop?
My laptop is down right now, but what do you need?
Right. I wanted maybe you should share your own screen too and show us your strategy.
I can, but I would prefer if you can just create. It's possible you get. It's not that you wipe all these charts, you duplicate the BTC, and we have a fresh chart. But if that is not possible, let me just try to explain.
We can have a fresh
Um,
chat, but it's just I might not be able to relate to the things you're talking about if I'm the one on the whiteboard. That's the problem. If I'm the one on the whiteboard, I probably might not understand what you want me to do.
You will, since we already have common sense, like knowing what lower high, lower low liquidity zones are. We have, you know what I know now. It's just that the formula on how we enter trade might be different. You get, and POIs. Now, this is BTC charts, fresh charts. We have liquidity resting because this is an uptrend. This is a bullish market. What time frame is this?
15 minutes.
Let's get 1 hour. So this is 1 hour. So obviously, market is trying to reverse. I mean, go up. It has been selling for a long time. You said you've been holding sell since 18th of last month,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Like,
From here.
more you bad draw. Anyways, so having these markets, for me, this market has already started the buy. The trend has already changed to me, because one thing, well, before I analyze any charts, I look at the major swing. I only look at major swing, minor swing, and the fractal swing. Those are the three swings that I relate with. The major swing is whether I go to the 4 hour lifetime frame and try to zoom in, have the overall view. So having the overall view here is, can you try to zoom it in? Let's have it more in.
To where?
Yeah.
Is it
I
still
think I
on
think
the
we're
1 hour
good.
time frame?
Go to 4 hour.
It would be really nice if we could use your own if we could use your own screen share instead.
Really nice.
Anyways, I think you're sharing, you tapped created this. Now, if this one
But
comes down to
I
tap,
want to
it's
I want
going to
what
go higher.
what I want to see what I want to see is, I want you to mark out where this market is rejecting from. That's the one thing. Market has been selling heavily. Because view to Mofelele. Yes. You see this structure a little bit to the left. Move your cursor to the left. Yeah. See that place? See this place? It's called demand zone. See that zone? The market is rejecting from that place. You didn't mitigate it, just tap into that zone. If you can have your box, take your box and mark it out. Not from there. Not from there. Yeah. From here to down to that. Well, Shiri. Yeah, pull it out. Exactly. So market no even enter that place. Just rest on top and reverse. That means it's respecting that zone to change the entire trend. Market has been selling for a long time. Now market is buying. So are we going to rush into the buy? No. We'll wait to see our confluence align before we join. So what's our confluence? Our confluence is number one. Where's the liquidity resting? Okay, liquidity. One thing about liquidity is, if market is buying, it will create the liquidity at the top. You see the liquidity at the top. And if market is selling, you will see the liquidity downwards. Now, see that place where the thing touch that box, zoom it in. Yes, where it touch am. So this is my own liquidity. This is my recent liquidity. I'm not even looking at all this big move. See that liquidity created? No. A little bit. No. To the right, to the left side. Hey, see that down? No, no, down. Yes, that's the liquidity. That's the last liquidity created before market change from being bearish to bullish. That's the second confluence. We already see that market rested on a demand zone. Number one. that are making it strong, that market is liable to. I get calling me at this 00 hour. Okay, sorry about that. Now, can you hear me, bro?
I hear you. Yes.
Okay, that's good. So that's my liquidity. Because concept of liquidity is if market is selling, you see the liquidity resting downwards. And if market is buying, you will see the liquidity resting upward. Does that make sense, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Good. So now after that, so we would now find our entry model. We already know that this market is liable to buy. It's buying, it's changing trend from selling, which is already obvious. Now buying. Okay, we already spot our liquidity, recent liquidity. No, now we have it. So we wait for market to break above what prompts the liquidity. Does that make sense? Try to zoom it in. That liquidity area, yeah. We already have the sense that market is liable to reverse all the trend and continue buying, but we won't just jump in the buy blindly. So we already spot our liquidity. Then we see we can see that market broke above what prompts the liquidity. What do I mean? What prompts the liquidity? You see that lower high that initiated that down, that liquidity sweep. No, go shebe down. That place. Shoti yebe. Zoom it in. Market don't break that place now, making it a valid swing.
Anyways, I think I sort of get what he's trying to point out. I mean, we got the break of structure, we got a structure here, we got a break of structure here, and um break of structure, we got a break of structure here. Then price got here, price did a market structure shift, right? Market structure shift. Or if we are to count this as an high, as a lower high, if we are to count this region as a lower high, you can see that price changed character. You can see that price changed character. You can see that price did a change of character if we are to count that as a lower high. There's a minor change of character, a minor, yeah. Because normally it should continue the trend. A downtrend is characterized by lower highs and lower lows and lower highs and lower lows. That's what a downtrend is characterized by. So you can see the lower highs and lower lows and lower highs and lower lows and lower highs and lower lows. So this movement shouldn't have closed above this region, right? But instead it came and closed above this region, signaling a change in trend, signaling a signaling a change in trend. Signaling a change in trend to the upside. And then as you could see, price came back and tapped into this region that caused the disturbance. Price came and tapped into this zone and pushed to the upside. Now, right over here, we do what? We buy low, and we sell high. buy low and we sell high. So over here we buy low and sell high. We don't trade in the middle. We do not trade in the middle. So in as much as we, sorry, this is supposed to be great for resistance now. In as much as price came to tap into this order block region, the last candle before the positive modulated breakout structure, in as much as price came to tap into this OB, right? In as much as we could not take the trade from here, then we don't have any issue. We don't have any reasons to follow the buys. We don't have any reasons to follow the buys anymore. So now we could see the start of a proper bull trend, right? Okay, it's signaling like a start of a trend. And now for the trend to be stronger, we have to, price has to come back to tap here again. And if price comes back to tap here and gets respected, we'll get an higher push. Yeah, get an higher push to the upside, like a way higher push to the upside because it's a trend line. Because it's a trend line, right? Welcome back. It's a trend line. So as we could see that in as much as we could not take the buys from down here, we don't have business with these buys anymore. So because now, if we took the buy from here, we would have been able to put our SL below here, which is smaller and safer, and we'll be able to, properly make use of the risk to reward because, we took the trade from there, and SL is here, so it's easy. We can easily target. We can easily target. We would easily be getting a 1 to 6 risk to reward if we are taking this trade from down here, we would have easily gotten a 1 to 6 risk to reward. But we didn't take the trade from down here. So now we're just going to observe. But if price comes back and taps into the trend line, comes back to this region, taps into the trend line, of course one can decide that okay, we might take the trade, but though we've not traded.
Funny thing is, that's exactly what we are waiting for. You get me?
Bitcoin. So if we trade Bitcoin, as maybe we trade Bitcoin before don't carry this trade, but we know they trade Bitcoin. So I don't trade Bitcoin. I don't trade Bitcoin. If I was trading Bitcoin, I would have observed this change of character, the tap, and followed price to this point up here. But I don't trade Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is for the strong. Anyways, if we get a tap back, right, to further show how strong that trend is currently, price would have to come back and tap this trend line, right? Now we want to trade that comeback, right? We want to trade that comeback because by the time if price comes back to touch this trend line, we would get an high that is higher than this high, this high. So we'll be getting a very, very strong push, just like in this situation, right? Price tapped third time and crashed longer than this first and second taps did. You can see you can see it here. You can see it from here. You can see it from here when price was. If we are to start using this as a trend line, yeah, you can see that price taps this trend line, did a low, came back, that is trend line, did a low that is longer than this, than what this guy did, then tapped it the third time and crashed really far. So there's this third touch rule. Can you hear me?
Of course, I can hear you, sir.
So there's this third touch rule where the third time price touches the trend line, it is going to go farther than usual. So now for us to like really validate this trend, we need for price to touch it a third time. You get here? We need for price to come and touch this trend line a third time. Now, once price touches this trend line a third time, boom, you can load your shakabula and load your buy. Can probably use this order block. Price has already used this order block. You can probably use this. You can probably just refine this region. You can refine this region. So you refine this region, you take your trade here, you put your SL down here still. Your SL still has to be down here. Your SL cannot be down here. Your SL has to be down here. So trade will look something like this. Yes, SL down here. Trade looks something like this. So like that, you can drag it out because it will go higher than this. It will go higher than wherever this stops. It will go really far. It will go really far. It will go really far. It will go really far if price comes back to do a third touch of the trend line. You can just layer it by. You can just easily layer by and drag it out because it would actually go far. It will stretch out a lot. Like look at this. Yeah. Price touched it the third time and price stretched out way more than. Price stretched out way more than. Oh, okay. Price stretched out way more than. Price stretched out way more. I just shout way more since. Price stretched out for this trade, yes, I would have been here, and then you drag it out. Price stretched out a lot, compared to what the others were dishing. So say you took your trade, and price came to tap into this OB here. You put your SL just above here. Price only dished out about 1 to what? Price dished out 1 to. I see dished out 1 to 5, but it's still the same 1 to 5, but this crash was just longer, was just more than this other crashes. That's what I'm trying to point out. So now, what we are trying to do is follow the sell that will lead to the proper bull buy, right? Because as you pointed out earlier, there seems to be like some sort of change in trend. Though for me, like I mentioned earlier, there's something called range. So this is a range on the weekly time frame, I think. Yes. It's a range on the weekly time frame. As you can see, range low, range low. The range high was up here. The range high was up here at the all-time high. That was very range. This is very range. This is 10. Okay, 9 more minutes. 9 more minutes. So 11:09, we should be off this trend. So this was a range on the weekly time frame. Because when I started the analysis, when I did analysis on the 18th, I picked this range. Okay, let's trade this range. We've gotten a buy push, like a buy push. And let's trade a pullback. You understand? So, and price has gotten to 50% of this range, optimal trade entry. Which I was talking about on this other chart that we could have, if you wanted to take the buy, I would have taken the buy from here and push it to the upside. So I think your bias of a change in trend is sort of valid. It's sort of valid. I think your bias on change in trend is sort of valid because price has pushed into 50% of that weekly range. 50% of that reclaiming. But what about the swing movements that? What about the swing movements? What about that swing movement? As price got into 50% of that swing movement. Let's see. Price has got into the 50% of that swing movement. Let's say this is the swing low and this is the swing high. Price has not got into 50% of that swing movement. So who knows? Price might just saying, nothing is certain. Nothing is certain, just saying, but price might come and still come lower and tap the 50% of this swing movement, probably, or who knows, price can continue on from there. Because if we look at if we want to talk about if we want to talk about if we want to talk about, I have a lot of notes that I did not delete. I have a lot of notes. I thought I deleted them. If you talk about swing movements from this swing low to this swing high, price did not come back to 50%. Price started to push. So price might not come back to 50% of the swing movement. In this case, in this brother's case here, swing low, swing high, price taps to 50% and then push strongly. So yeah, that's what I was thinking about. That's why I was thinking about whether to count this as a low or if I should use this swing low to swing high, not counting this as part of the swing low, because this is the low that prompted this break of structure ish. So look at this now. Swing low, swing high. Price has not pulled back to tap into the 50% of it. So I don't know. Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen, but we are just hunting for our few peeps. You get to just day alright on the daily. She get
Yep.
that's our
Yep.
own job.
Yep.
But
So
you swinging like this, someone you get mind go. I say, because swinging like I not sure. Say my I never get that strength to the swing. Eh?
it's just crazy. I was just trying to see how far, how right I am, basically.
Mhm.
I was just trying to test how well that range trading works on a very, very major time frame, basically. So that's why since that analysis was done, I was like, okay, you know what? Let's see if price can get to the 50%, and let's see what happens when it gets to the 50%. If it would pull back and then continue to push to the opposing side of the range, or if it would change character from there. So, like I was pointing out earlier, you said there's a change in trend, and I'm like, okay, there might be a change in trend, might be a change in trend, but what are we trying to do here? We are trying to capitalize on that probable third touch, right? Because
Right.
you feel you feel you feel you feel like you feel like there's a change already, right? So, and am of the belief that um, I am of the belief that to get a better grasp of the change of trend, to get like to utilize it to its max, we would need to have a third touch, a comeback for price to touch this trend line again. From there on, buy like crazy, buy like crazy. Just hold your buy. Take your buy from down here, you hold it. It can go anywhere. Can go anyways, but it can come and start taking out all these guys. One, two, three. TP, yeah, exactly. TP will be at all these guys level, all these levels here. One, two, three. It might come and shoot and take out all these guys. So maximize the pips. Maximize the pips till you're filled up. That kind of thing. Um, so yeah. I think the session is going to come to an end now because I mean Zoom has told us, bro. it's time to pack up. So yeah, you see that
Mm-hmm.
price is heading to this 4-hour order block, the order
Yes,
block on the
yes.
4 hours. So who knows? Who knows what price might do from there? But yeah, this is what the trade setup looks like. If it happens, if it holds, it holds. If it does not hold, that's fine too. If it holds, fine. If it does not
If
hold,
it does not hold, we'll be fine.
we would be fine. We would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
If it holds and hits SL, we would be fine. If it
Yeah.
holds and we get TP, we would be fine. I
That's
mean,
right.
we would be very fine because this is about, it's a TP is exactly where the order block for the third touch is on this trend. That's where the TP for this trade is about the OB. Yeah, this OB on the 4 hour time frame. That is if the OB holds. That is if the OB holds. So TP for this setup, it's down here. That is if the setup holds. If you switch to the 1 hour, can probably try and refine the order block on the 1 hour. And refining the other block on the 1 hour, that will be down here. That would be down here. Will be down here. Anyways, hold your risk management. Hold your risk management very well because market not send anybody, papa. You don't send anybody diary.
No, no, you don't send you.
Don't send
If we
anybody
use all
diary.
this one, we are able to think like if we take our liquidity straight up.
Normal,
Mm-hmm.
sharp sheets can do and undo. Anyways,
Yeah.
I think we would have to end this here. This
Okay.
was 40
Thank you
beautiful
so
minutes.
much. I really appreciate you.
This was 40 beautiful minutes. You're welcome. You're welcome. Anything for you. Anything for you. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. You're not a woman.
Mm.
That was weird.
Yeah.
Anyways, anything for you. But you guys start feeling yourself. Um,
Maybe I should you see the money is so important, man. If it's not
Jana,
making
before Zoom would
like
interrupt this call. Bye, guys.